sometimes it's unfortunate that maybe at some point in time, that may be specific, that Senator Dillon have been making some statements regarding our ministry, the workings of the ministry, work permit regime. But the unfortunate thing about it is that Senator Dillon is a member of the Senate Committee on Labor. That means he has a right to want to know what we do here at the Ministry of Labor. And regrettably, I mean, he doesn't call us. I mean, if he had ever called me on the phone to say, look, what you guys are doing there, how are things going on at the Ministry of Labor, I'm sure as member of the Committee on Labor, we definitely will be able to speak to him. Or sometimes you could have a working visit to come here and see what we do. I'm sure you will have more appreciation of the workings of the Ministry of Labor. But sometimes it's unfortunate that from day one of my name surfacing in government in Liberia, in this particular regime, Dillon have been so bitter against the name Cooper Crua. I don't know the reason. I'm from Nimba, he is from Bassa. I'm a member of the MD-ARA. I believe he's a member of the Liberty Party. And he's a member of the Rescue Alliance. And as a member of the Rescue Alliance, I would expect that we'll work together as a team so that our engagement will have to be constructive. And if a member of the Committee on Labor has some issue or want some understanding of the workings of the Ministry of Labor, there should be constructive engagement. And I believe as a member of the committee must have a head. If the committee has a chairperson, and I would think if I were a senator, a member of a committee that has a chair, I believe I will be speaking through the chair of that committee. I will believe that to make a decision to come and make any public announcement, it means that the committee has met and made a decision about certain subject matter. Then maybe if the chairperson doesn't mean to speak, then I will speak to him. But I've always have said that, when someone is a senator is a high position in our country. When they speak, people listen to them. But let's observe that we all are on the same team, on the same side. It means our engagement must be constructive. It must be to promote the rescue agenda of this administration. If you get on the podium and try to castigate other government officials within the same or the alliance, within the same alliance, people will think that maybe there is a crack in the alliance. And I don't believe that. I believe that we have an opportunity, we have an obligation to each other or to one another as alliance members. We have an obligation to the president to make sure that his agenda is achieved or are achieved based upon what we've been listening to. So I hope in the future, Mr. Senator Dillon will try to look at the Ministry of Labor in a different manner, that we can work together constructively, that this is the alliance must work as a team. I don't know how to describe this, but I just want to say that we are in this government with an open mind to work for the people of Liberia. There's no way we will probably that we campaign out to bring this rescue government into power and then to stay and do something that will not promote the image of the government. We will not do that. I have a very good team here at the ministry, and they are all working in the interest of the government, in the interest of Liberia. So I think we should remain constructive. Let's talk to each other. Let the members of the alliance, let us not give the impression out to people that there is a crack in the alliance. We go out and talk about whatever that needs to be done. I'm a lawyer. Whatever that needs to be done, whether you want to audit, whether you want to do other things, we think that, we believe that those things will be done within the confines of the law. We are part of the executive branch of government. The other side is a legislative branch of government. Each branch of government has a defined role. And even institutions that are established under our law have defined role. That role, one of us we got to observe, make sure that we support the administration. At the end of the day, we will see the benefit of that. How people benefit from our actions. That's how people benefit from what we do. That's how people benefit from the fruit of their labor in terms of all the folks that went out, all the Liberians went out to campaign. And they deserve to work. And let me tell you just the last thing about the work permit. Why did we consider doing the research to see if we can make an adjustment? Because we noticed that there are too many not real essential foreign workers that are being brought in the country. That's what we believe. We believe by adjusting this price at the level we have, people will consider bringing very essential foreign workers here, and not just people that you say the kind of job that you can find Liberians to do. People will not be encouraged to bring it because of the adjustment we made. That's one of the considerations. That, for example, I would believe that by next year we will come back and tell you how many Liberians we have in these different concession areas as a result of this adjustment that we have made. We believe that the story will change. More Liberians will be brought, will be considered in these different concession areas, because I do not believe that these concessions will be willing to pay $3,000 for somebody who can't do laborer job or a skilled job in any of these concession areas. This is the objective of one of the objectives for which we look at this and say, look, there's a need to make the adjustment. The adjustment is fair and it's in our interest, and we hope all of our people to embrace it instead of fighting against it. And in the future, if there are need to revisit for any reason that the government sees fit, of course we should be able to sit and look at it. Laws can be amended, laws can be reviewed, but it cannot be like because you made certain decisions and people would think that this is so personal. It's not personal. This is government. You run the government, you make decisions, it must be in the interest of the government. What do we anticipate? We anticipate that this adjustment will bring more employment opportunity for Liberians. That's the object of this adjustment. We did not do it in isolation. We did the research and the figures are available. I want to thank you very much for coming. And every now and then we'll call you to just throw light on what we do here at the Ministry of Labor. Thank you very much.
All right, so thank you, Mr. Minister.
Was a voice of the Minister of Labor speaking across issues of national issues here at the Ministry of Labor.
So you have to introduce yourself, the institution you're from, and what are you to engage the minister.
Yeah, I'm Jerry. I vote for LBC, Iran TV. The senator came up with a recommendation that he's going to instruct the GAC, the file was placed before plenary Senate, urging them to investigate or recommend the GAC to investigate the work permit regime. Can you speak to that? Does he have, or is it close with the authority to recommend the GAC to carry on an audit?
Well, I probably like to wait on and listen to the debate. Normally, when member of the Senate propose an idea to the plenary, the requirement is that there will be a debate on the floor, and maybe through the debate we'll get more understanding whether or not what the form of the audit would be, then we'll understand it. What the informal investigation will be, we'll understand it. But every government ministry, agency of government, they're all subject to audit by the GAC. And the reason they do the audit is to establish that the government fundings that are provided to the different agencies of government are accounted for and utilized properly. That, in my mind, that's the core objective of the General Auditing Commission. But in the event, I don't know the detail of what he wants, whether it means for the GAC to go to a private company to go and see whether they have work permit or so. You know, that is, when the time reaches, we will understand it better. But I know that GAC is a very professional organization. I'm sure that whatever assignment they have will be done within the confines of the law.
Like you also spoke about collaborating because the Liberty Party formed alliance with this particular government and they are part of the government. Why do you think his action is being triggered at you? Do you see any ulterior motive?
Well, again, I can't interpret his mind, but for the surface, when, for example, I got you know, unconfirmed information in the sense that when I was nominated once upon a time to be a Minister of Justice, he opposed it very seriously and made sure that that nomination did not come on the Senate floor. I heard that. I was not there. It could be true, it could be a lie. But after hearing something like that and see what's happening now, so that it gives the impression that maybe that information may have been true. Yeah.
Arizona Arabic, so we put for Supper TV Liberia. I want to know why Senator Dillon always using some online statement against you. Is there any personal beef between you and the senator? For which you have come up with or recently made a statement that you are selling work permits to foreigners. How true is that statement?
Well, the thing is, like I said, in terms of whether or not there's anything between the senator and myself, I don't have any recollection. But this is Liberia. Liberia is so small. Maybe there might be some reason he would be able to say it. But from where I sit, I personally don't have anything against Senator Dillon. As a matter of fact, when I was practicing law, when I was a practicing lawyer, he was an assistant. A special assistant to the late T.C. Gould, and every time I visited T.C. Gould office, it was nice to me. So I think that I believe that relationship in my mind still exists. And then I've seen him, I think I gave him that courtesy because he was very respectful to me during those days when we were up and down, legal papers. Whether or not we sell work permit, work permit we process here. The payments are made at LRA. That's the way it's done. We do the paper and they go to LRA to make a payment. At the end of the year, there is a report. I'm sorry I didn't bring a copy of that report. The entire work permit process for each company, we print a report. That means, for example, you say Meta C, the director AML, the number of persons that we issue work permit for during the course of the year will be listed. For each company, we do that. We have a system that can produce that. So anybody can review those. So when you say sell, if it means people who process work permit and they pay the government, it means that it's a sale of it. But in every country, before you work, you will have to get work permit to work. That's why we show the evidence in the region. Every region, every country do that.
So the increment in the work permit fees, how is it? Are they complying for the foreigners? Are they complying with the payment?
Oh yeah. People are complying.
Okay.
There's complete compliance.
So there have been no.
I mean, the major companies. I mean, from what I've seen, all the major companies are paying.
Okay.
All the major companies are paying. So maybe if they are individual, maybe basically maybe.
Do you care to state some of them? Some of the companies?
I don't. Firestone is paying. Okay. Meta C is paying. Okay. Diamante is paying. Who else again? I mean, there's large. GBL is paying. And plus individual, a lot of smaller companies are also paying. So I mean, a lot of them are compliant. Those who probably, because you see the work permit expires on the anniversary date. So if you took your work permit last year in October, so October, the date in October on which you took it last year, that's when you renew. So it's almost an ongoing process based on your expiration date.
Do you have any non-compliance?
I can't say, I mean, non-compliant, because the thing is, by November, we will be going out to do inspection. So our inspectors will be out in November. This is the IG, our Inspector General. He's working on the schedule right now. Okay. So at that time, when they get out and they discover that you have not paid your work permit, this time around, you will also incur penalty along with your work permit.
What will be that penalty?
So, the penalty will be based, they will give you the documents, and like for example, the person who employs somebody who does not have a work permit has a provision of the fine, and the employee who does not have a work permit but elect to work as an illegal worker will also have a component of that fine.
Thank you so
Let's
much.
hear from you, and then we'll conclude with very final.
This is Jared Peters. I'm good for Cape FM, Cape TV Online. We usually listen to Senator DeLong making a lot of allegations.